Good morning! Hopefully you guys have found me okay this morning. It is 9:57. We're going to wait just a couple more minutes and then we'll all get logged on and we will get stitching. Can you believe it? We're actually like on and it's like okay. What are you working on, Miss Dana? Pumpkins, potions, poppy time. Yeah, I just ran upstairs because I heard her. She gets in the mood to just destroy. So I ran upstairs. Of course, she had grabbed something. She had one of Patrick's big truck hats. And she has chewed through two of our hats. Hats aren't cheap. Those like big truck hats. She chewed through my Patagonia hat that I've had for like 10 years. Maybe longer than that. So I was so glad I caught her before she destroyed it. Miss Linda, I think your thread set just went out. I'm so sorry about that. But you should have that. Hello, Sunshine, waiting for my thread box. Yes. I sent it priority. And so hopefully you will get it beginning of next week. This is she so cute? So I went ahead, this is my ottoman, but, oh God, Poppy, no. That is, this is the challenge of trying to, so you think like working from home is going to be like so relaxing with your dog and they're just going to sit there and cuddle you. That is what I deal with Miss Poppy. So let's go ahead and get started. I did redo this, and I sent this out this morning. But these are going to be the hoopings that we're going to do. So, I played with it to see what was going to work out the best. Juju Eloise. So, I'm going to be doing this in an 8x12. And I wrote it here too. And then there's one block left that I'm going to do in the 5x7. I played with it to see if I could just do the hoopings all in the 8x12. It just made more sense this way. If you don't have an 8x12, just play with the hoops that you do have. You don't have to do it the way I lay it out. And then the potion bottles. I'm going to do that in the 7x12. And I was able to fit all three of them in there. So I was like, oh, let's just do it that way. We can maybe even color group just to do our placement and all that stuff quicker and easier. The goal today. Good. Can I get added? Hey, Kim, if you don't mind emailing me, because I won't go back through this feed, email me about the pumpkins and potions, and I'll add you to the group. We're going to do the filler blocks. There's only 5 of the filler blocks. The potion bottles, that happens in 2 parts. So we're going to do the part on the vinyl first. And then if we have time, we're going to go ahead and piece the 4 patch because this is your homework. But why don't we go ahead, because I think we're going to have time. And then the plaid block, I'm just going to do it because I wasn't going to do it, but I have everything cut. So let's just go ahead and do it. This happens in, you're going to do the part A. I think you do part A 4 times. There's 4 parts A's. I was watching the video this morning and I was reading through the instructions because when I do these, this is why your sew-alongs are free. I am doing this for the first time, so I don't even know how much help I am to you. I'm doing this for the first time with you. So with the blocks, we're going to do 4 of the part A's. That's going to be the 2 of these, gray and black, 2 of these, gray and cream. And then you do that part and you create the blocks. So we're going to do, then we put it all together. You cut them apart and we put them all together. It'll be good that we're doing it together. I'll try and read the instructions really slowly. I depend on you guys too. So stop me if I'm doing something wrong. Sometimes I go on autopilot and I just start stitching without thinking. I don't know if you've ever done that before. It's like, I don't know if you've ever driven someplace and you get there and you're like, I don't even remember the drive, but I'm here. And then you're like scared. You're like, that's scary that I don't remember the drive. So let's do our filler blocks first. I'm going to go ahead and hoop up in my 8x12 hoop. If you don't have an 8x12, get one. We're going to be doing another we're going to be doing another Brothers sale. It's probably going to happen in August. And when we do the Brothers sales, these hoops, which are normally like $134.99 or something like that, $139.99, we do them for $59.99. So I do have some people that ordered them for the last Brothers sale that we officially didn't really do, but kind of did. I'm still waiting for them. So I just haven't gotten them. So if you did order it and you're like, how come I haven't gotten mine yet? We just haven't gotten them in. The stuff kind of is trickling in. All right. I'm using muslin. People always ask why I use muslin, and I use it because I like the way it feels. I like it the way it feels as opposed to no-show mesh, which to me is a little bit plasticky. I'm just pulling out my little wrinkles and making sure everything just sits nice and flat. Here we go. You don't want to pull it so much that you distort the weave, but you just want it to lay nice and flat. I'm going to go ahead and let me put a pre-wound bobbin in. Here are my filler blocks. So I have all of these. I checked my batting this morning, so I think we're good. I'm going to come on over here. Oh my goodness, the sewing room is close to being out of control, but it's been a little bit of a dumping zone. And I'm going to load up my bobbin. I'm just using a Filtech pre-wound bobbin. The perfect combination is thread should be a little bit lighter in your bobbin than the upper, but sometimes you're matching it, so whatever, it should be fine. But that's why your bobbin threads are usually anywhere from like a 60 weight to an 80 weight. All right, let me roll this up. At the store, we sell 90 inch. And then, and if you don't like 90 inch, cut it in half. Then now you have 45 inch. Easy peasy, right? These are a little, sometimes the hoops that didn't come with the machine are a little bit snug. Make sure you always hold this and then slide it on so you're not knocking it out of calibration. Let me turn on my other light. And let me put my computer where I can see your comments. You can iron. I totally agree with that, Dana. So Dana says you can iron your blocks easier with the muslin. And sometimes some of the no-show meshes melt. Picked up my thread kit, blah, blah, blah. Da-da-da-dun. And there we go. Okay. Spreadsheet and layout. So let's go ahead. We're just going to lay them out in order. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. The very top one is going to be a 4x6, a 2x6, a 4x4, and a 2x4. And here are the designs that we're going to be loading right here. Okay? So let me come on over here. We'll build it on our screen first. You can always hit return. It's going to put you in the previous screen, or this button right here. That'll take you to the previous one. So go ahead and hit that. I have mine, so I put my designs on here with my background quilting, my regular PES designs because I'm on a Brother, so that's my format, and my SVGs. And I didn't pull out my PES designs here, so they're all in there. But I have I get an instructor kit, so I'm just, all I have here are the background quilting designs that are in this quilt. I don't have like all the other sizes, but when you purchase it, you get all the sizes that you can use for everything. And I am loving the designs for Pumpkins and Potions, the ghosts, the spider webs. They're so worth it. So we're going to go Halloween 11 for number 1, and we're looking 4x6 horizontal. Here's my PES. And if you don't know, if it doesn't say it, horizontal comes first. So if there's 2 4x6s, horizontal is going to be your first one, and vertical is going to be the next one. So I'm going to choose my 4x6. Go ahead and set it. I'm also going to choose my hoop size, so I know how much space I have to work with. So go to your settings button. I'm going to choose 8 by 12 because that's the hoop size I'm working with. Make sure your other settings are set. I'm doing maximum embroidery speed. I know some of you don't feel comfortable doing that, but that's how fast I'm going to be working. Make sure you're at 0. Make sure you're at the black. Those are your defaults. That's where it's going to stitch the best for most projects. Make sure you're ending needle up. This is not sewing, so you don't have to pivot. And if you have this feature, make sure you turn on embroidery foot auto down, because that is going to make it so you don't have to put the foot down first. You can just hit start. All right, drag that up, finger for general placement, and then you can go in here and go to your move arrows, and that's for precision. And I would get it right on the edge. Don't go over the edge. If you go to the next screen, it says your hoop's not big enough. You might be one click over the edge. I'm going to go ahead and hit add. Let's add our next design. Go back to your pocket. I'm in my upper USB. I have a folder, pumpkins and potions, background quilting. And the next one, the 2x6, is Halloween 10. So I'm going to go, it split my number, so it looks a little weird, but that's Halloween 10. Here's my 2x6. I'm just going to put it right next to this one. Go ahead and set it. Use your finger for general placement, and then your arrows for precision. I'm going to snug it up so that I can utilize all of my muslin. Or, if you are doing poly mesh, leave it on the roll. If you leave it on the roll, you're not going to lose the 3 inches on the top and 3 inches on the bottom, or the 6 inches in between. Go ahead and touch add. We're going to go ahead and do the next one. And pumpkins and potions, background quilting, and we are doing 3, which is Halloween 10, 4x4. I love that I'm doing these on Friday because it's nice to have Mondays and I can figure out what I'm going to do on Mondays. Oh, that one's right on the line. We'll just leave it right there. And then the last one that we're going to do here is going to be Halloween 11, 2x4. Add. Halloween 11. Pumpkins, potions, background quilting. I am watching Halloween 11. That's how quickly I forget what I'm doing. And we're doing the 2x4. I don't want to move this stuff behind it, so I'm going to go straight to my arrows. And they've made it so that there is extra fabric around this. So I'm going to leave a little bit more space than I normally do. Let's go ahead and say okay. Let's go to embroidery. Let's see what happens when we color group. If we color group, you might have to stop in between manually to catch it before it goes to the stitching. We'll go layout. That's your color group button. Okay. So that's going to make it so it's going to do all the placement, all the tack down for the batting, all the placement for the background fabric, and then tack down for the background fabric, and then your quilting stitch. So I think what we'll do is let's just do placement. We're going to do placement for the batting. We'll do tack down for the background fabric just to kind of secure it. And then we're going to do the quilting. We're going to skip these steps. Normally I would skip these and just go straight here to the placement for the background fabric. But now our background fabric is bigger than that placement. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it according to the batting. All right. All right. We're going to have to pick out our colors. I'm going to pick them out as I go. I did not pre-plan them. You might want to look at, I didn't write down on here what my filler blocks were. So if you go to page 60, now you can see what fabric you need to grab. So filler block 1 is going to be the tone on tone pumpkins with vines. It's going to be this one, which is so cute. I love tone on tone. Aren't those adorable? So cute. Okay, and we'll just lay them down as we go. Let's choose a color that we can see. I'm just going to go ahead and go with buttermilk for right now. And it's going to do all those placements. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just take my batting pieces and I'm going to spray them and center them to my background fabric. And then I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. Here's my spray tent, my handy dandy dime spray tent, which I love. And you are spraying the right side. Normally we're doing the wrong side because we're putting it down. We're going to spray the right side of your batting because we are going to be putting it to the wrong side of our fabric. So you want right side of your batting up. Okay? And we're just going to do them all right now. The right side is going to be the side that's not quite as nubby. It's more dimpled in. See how this has those like round nubbies? That's the wrong side. So the side that's like dimpled in is your right. This is the spray I use, Ganul KK100. I love it. I should buy stock. And we are just centering it to the wrong side. Okay, so now it's prepped. We're going to spray it one more time when we lay it down. Wrong side. That's wrong side. Right side. Don't go crazy. You don't need to make it a crazy amount of spray. Ready. I'm going to spray these. Like I said, there's the wrong side. That's going to go down. Oop. There's yellow sunshine. Okay, we're spraying the right side. I usually, with my, I don't know why this is in there, but I'm going to pay attention to this because I know I'm going to need it. Did it go to a candle? I think that's what we figured. That's what we figured out. And I went ahead and I pulled all like my Kimberbell purples. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch as it's stitched in the quilt. I'm going to use all the right fabrics, and then I'm going to go back and add some of those purple ones. I'll stitch some extra ones, and I'll put any extra blocks that are left over. I'm going to go ahead and put those in the back if I have extra ones. I was thinking about that. I was like, how should I do this? Because I might want to audition some and see how it looks. So here's the first one that we're going to be using. Or I'm just going to lay all of these down right now. The only one that's not going to go down right now is going to be, I think the bats. But everything else will go down. So I'm going to spray these. Where's my 4x4? Shouldn't I have a 4x4? This one I'll spray later. When in doubt, look on the floor. Not seeing it. Okay, this is number 1. And I'm really going to look at the batting. So I'll peel this back a little bit. I'm going to lay down the batting. There's my first one. And let's do this one right here. Here's my 2x4. This I can't push down because there's nothing underneath it. Okay, I'm missing my 4x4. So the 4x4 should be, what's the 4x4? Is it filler block? Oh, there is no 4x4. There is only another, what is this here? What did I do right here then? Was that a mistake? Filler block Halloween, filler block 3. Filler block 3. Oh! That might be why I had an issue. Okay, we're just going to leave that, and I have to fix your spreadsheet. So I put that in wrong. There should have been 3 4x6s. Sorry about that. We'll go ahead and we'll just do that later. And yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, let's go ahead. We are going to do our tack down now. And I'm going to have to skip this one right here because it's obviously not going to fit. And that might be why I didn't have all the right sizes in the batting. Why don't you put shape flex on the bigger blocks? I just didn't. I don't know if it called for it, and they're darker colors, so I just didn't. You're welcome to put shape flex on these. And are you talking about these, Leslie? Like, why didn't I put shape flex on those? Maybe if they were lighter colored, and my filler blocks have always come out great, and I haven't put shape flex on them, but you're welcome to if you want that extra stability. Let's skip ahead. Sorry about that. I will change the spreadsheet, and I will change the batting requirements. Remember, I'm stitching out with you at the same time, so sometimes there might be things that aren't totally right. We're not stitching that one because that's supposed to be a 4x6. So I'm going to go here. This is where you can go forward and backward stitches. And you know what else I'm going to do? Sorry about this. I'm going to hit return. I'm just going to take that out because I don't want it to stitch out by accident. So I'm going to hit return. I'm going to touch this, and I'm just going to delete it. Okay? So now we're only doing these 3. I'm going to go ahead and touch embroidery again. And I am going to go to layout. You have to color group again. If you go out and back in, it uncolor groups. It gets rid of it. So you have to touch it one more time. Okay, now we're going to go forward and backward stitches. We already did this. I'm not doing this. This is tack down for your batting. We're not doing that. I'm not doing placement for my background. I am going to do the tack down right here. So let's go ahead and fast forward. I'm just going to touch right here in the turquoise. And I'm still in the turquoise. I can confirm here. I want to be in the orange. So now I'm just hitting, so now I'm in my first orange. I have buttermilk. I'm just going to leave that in there to do my tack down. Just to make sure everything stays down. This is on the fly. This is what you do when you didn't do it right. I call this tickling my fabric. I'm going to just tickle it over. You just want to make sure when you're tickling, you don't let that needle go through your finger. And this is really going to be your trim line. So do a contrasting color. You don't want it to be the same color because it's going to be hard to see when you cut. Okay, tickle. Tickle. Good morning. If you're logging on and you did not get an email about this sew along, tickle it, and you want to be in the sew along group, just send me an email. You can send it to the store or to my personal email and I'll add you. Okay, color makes a difference now. This is going to be your quilting. It's totally up to you. For this one, you've got 2 different oranges that came in the kit, so you can choose what you want. This one is going to be marmalade. I think I'm going to go with marmalade. but whatever makes your heart happy. And now we're just on to the quilting. It is showing it all in green, which means it's not going to stop. It's going to go from one to the next. So if you do want to change your color, you need to watch and you need to hit your stop button. And I could do marmalade for all of these. I think I'm going to go mango smoothie for the other ones. Like, so it's a little more contrast. So I'll do the dark orange for this one. And then I'll do the light orange for the other ones. And this should be ghosts. Oops. How about we thread? That was just one stitch, so I'm not even going to go back that stitch. Let's go ahead and thread. Okay. Pay attention, because you want to go ahead and stop it before it goes to the next one. Well, unless you want to do all the same orange, I'm going to pop this in for these over here. And this is going to be mango smoothie. Hi, Miss Susan. Good to see you. Good morning, Judica. Okay, right here, I have an oopsie, so I'm going to go ahead and change this. This should be 4 by 6. I will change it on the sheet. And this is 4 by 6. I'm also probably going to change out the this layout, and I think what I'll do in this layout, it'll go ahead and it'll be the, because that's going to be 4 by 6. 4 by 6, 4 by 6. I might change it to the 9.5 by 14. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. So I'll change the batting too, because you'll have one less 4 by 4 and one more 4 by 6. Cute. There's your little ghosts. And I would call that, is this directional? No, some of the ghosts are upside down. So you can do this when you go to sew it on, either direction, up or down. For my other two that I'm going to have to do, because now I have two 4 by 6s that I'm going to have to do, I'm going to put them both in the 5 by 7. So I'm going to have to do, what is it? Hang on. Let me hit stop. I'm going to go ahead and put my other color in. I'm going to put Mango Smoothie so that's maybe a little more contrast. It'll be a little lighter. And I'll let Mango Smoothie go for both of these. And you can always do like a really bright color. You could do purple. You know me. I'm scared of anything that's too bright. And then I always see other people's and I'm like, why can you not be more of a risk taker? Okay, and I'm going to let it stitch out this one and this one. Both of those I'm going to let it stitch out in Mango Smoothie. So now I have two more 4 by 6s. I'm going to do those in my 5 by 7. And since we're at it, why don't we go ahead and hoop up in our 5 by 7. That way we are ready to go. Sorry about that. I hate when it's not perfect for you guys. Here's my 5 by 7. You know I'm obsessed with these. These are the magnetic brother hoops. I like these, and I use them a lot. I like the magnets because you can just pry them off with your hand. Done the blocks in done the blocks in the order of the instructions. How do you decide which blocks to do first? I do it in sections. So I go ahead and I choose these blocks so that when we're done, you can sew together section 1. I don't know why they don't put them in that order, right? Because if you do this block and that block, and you do it in the order of the way they have it, then you can't sew anything together until the very end. And for me, I need that gratification of going, okay, those are all done. I can sew them all together. They're ready to go. So I just group them in, we work in these. However, I have been doing like filler blocks first and part A's, and that way they're ready to go to when we do these sections. All filler blocks are done and all part A's are done so that we can just work in each section. That's normally what I do. Wrong. This one. Does that make sense? This looks like I ran out of muslin, and here we go. Let's do this. This looks like the end of my fabric. Okay. So this is the big magnet up there. I like to kind of pull my fingers back to get it nice and taut. Ready? Let's go ahead and do the next ones. Joking, but so ready to follow along. Cute! Are those adorable? Don't you just love those? The ghosts are so cute, and I love the spider webs, and I can see doing a lot of those in my future. And sorry, my hooping's not right in my thing because I totally missed that. I don't know how I missed it. Must have been the jet lag. So here are your blocks. This one, we'll just do something else. I'll do that later, but I'm going to be using my 5x7, and let's do the last two filler blocks. This is called Adapt and Overcome. All right, sliding that on. Whoops. Okay, so I just slid this on, and then I got this message that says change to larger frame. So you've got to clear your frame before you put that hoop on. So I'm going to go up here, and we are going to load in the 4x6. Let's make sure it's the right one that I'm doing. So block 3 is going to be Halloween 10 4x6. Let me make sure I changed it to the right one here. Filler block 3. Yes. So it's Halloween 10, and I'll go ahead and change that on the sheet to the 4x6. And pumpkins and potions. That is a nice hoop. I love that hoop. I don't know, there's something about the magnets that I really, really like. We are going to be doing the 4x10. I mean the 4x6 right here. Go ahead and set that. I'm going to choose my hoop size. Let's come up here. And I'm going to go 5x7. It pretty much fills up the whole hoop, but I'm going to just nudge it up a little bit because I can. Let me slide that on now. Once the hoop is on and the lever is down, when you go to your layout page or the page from which you embroider, you can move it up and it won't go outside of that embroidery field. So move, scoot it up, and it knocked for me. That saves me like half an inch. Might as well. And we are ready to go. I'm going to go right here where I can fast forward. I'm going to do that first placement stitch. That's going to be for my batting. Let's check our fabric. Number 3 is going to be this right here. Here's my fabric. I'm going to go give this a little shot of spray. Just lay it down. Okay, gonna lay it down to my batting. We are gonna do the tack down for the fabric. I'll just leave my same mango smoothie in there for the tack down. Gotta skip ahead. Is that the same as the 5x? Yes, that is the 5x7. This frame, I want to say it's over 500. I want to say it's $513.99, something like that. That's the retail. When we do our brother's sale, this hoop is going to be $179.99. So if you want it, just send me a note. If you're willing to wait in August or September, that's when we're going to be able to order them again at that price. So if you are lusting after it and you don't want to pay $500 and you can wait a little bit, just send me a note. Make sure I acknowledge your note, or I might not have seen it. Sometimes emails get buried. All right. So we're not doing this step. That's tack down for the batting. We're skipping that. Placement for the background. We're going to do this. The tack down for your background fabric. This is where you fast forward. And just confirm it's there. Confirm you see orange. Stitch away. Tickle your fabric. You're just going to make sure it's laying down. I'm just kind of tickling it down a little bit, and then I'll tickle it down into this corner. Okay, what colors should we do for our quilting? It is going to be the spider web. I think I'm going to go back to this one right here. Do you want to see what color they chose? What color did they choose? Let's see. Let's see if you can even see the color they chose. It looks like they did black. I mean, it's hard to see, right? But I'm not seeing any orange there, and I see a little bit of black going through. So maybe I could do the orange. Well, spider webs. What color are spider webs? We could do this too, the shadow. All right. I'm going to go sterling. Let's go the gray. We'll do that. And then we'll add all our colors in. What is that hoop? Sweet. Yep, I'll wait. Send me a note, Dudica, and I'll put you on the list. Just make sure I go, gotcha, because that way you know I've actually put it on the list. I think spider webs are silvery, right? Cindy, this hoop is the 5x7. I think they call it the sash frame, but if you put the brother 5x7 magnetic, I'll know what you're talking about. And like I said, for the brother sale, it'll be $179.99 as long as their pricing doesn't go up. I'll confirm it with you. Do you know if the 7x12 magnetic will be part of the sale? Yeah, you know what, Kim? You know what's part of the sale in August? Whatever you want. Whatever, it's going to be all brother accessories. We get an extra discount, and then we'll pass that extra discount on to you. So whatever is on your wish list, if you want multi-needle stuff, if you want regular hoops, if you want feet and accessories, whatever is on the brother accessory list, we don't put it all on there because there's like hundreds of different SKUs. But you just let me know and I'll send you a price for it. 7x12 most likely. That hoop is what we did in the previous sale. We did it for $369.99. Cute! Love it! I better write in our colors, huh? And of course, you do whatever colors you want. But I'll write in the colors that I put in. And I'll add it to the spreadsheet that I'm going to be fixing. So, our first filler block, I think I did marmalade. And then the next one, we did mango smoothie. And then this one, number 3. That block is number 3 that we just did. So we did sterling, whatever you want. And then number 4, I did mango smoothie too. And then the last filler block is going to be this one right here. What do you think? It is, this one is Halloween. Oh, look, we don't even have to reload because we just did 3. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the spider web. I think I'm going to go black. What they do. I don't feel like you can even see the color, so I think they did white, but I'm so bold and daring. I think I'm going to go. Oh, look at it. Sorry, they have the colors listed right here too. So it looks like they did, I think that's going to be Mango Smoothie is the color that they have. The darker one is the Marmalade, and then Mango Smoothie. I'm down for the orange, so we could do the orange. So I didn't do exactly the color they had listed. It's up to you. We're going to go ahead and rehoop. We don't even have to change what's on our screen. I am back. Yes, I'm back. Okay, rehoop. Leave this on here. That way you can snug it up and you save on your muslin or your muslin or your no-show mesh. And you have a little bit of no-sew up here on the top, but I'm going to just do it so that's hanging over the edge the tiniest bit. I like to pull my fingers back right here and put it on. And then we'll put this over a little bit. Yeah, these hoops are splurges. They're not cheap, but I don't know what it is. I just absolutely love these. Okay, gonna slide that on. We're gonna do the last filler block and then we're ready to move on. We don't even have to load a different design. We have the same design. You just have to decide what color thread you want to use. It looks like the color they're recommending is going to be, and here's your color chart in here in the very beginning. Here's your color chart. And they have light orange. Anytime you see light orange, if you have the thread kit, that's going to be your Mango Smoothie. Regular orange is going to be the Marmalade. And then you can, of course, just choose whatever color you want. We're going to say, okay, we're stitching the exact same thing. So go ahead and do your placement line. I'm going to give this a little shot of spray. I'm going to put the batting down in the placement line. And then your tack down. I'll just leave that same color for the tack down because you want a color that you can see. I'm going to peel this back a little bit so I know where to place the batting. And we'll just go ahead and... Okay, skip some steps. That's for the batting. We don't need that because we cut it to size. We don't need the placement for the background because we ironed it to the... we sprayed it to the middle. We do want that one. Tickle your fabric. Just make sure you're not getting any puckers. And really my tickling is just pulling it down taut and then pulling it down taut in this corner and then letting it go. Okay, you choose whatever color you want. Whatever you want. But it is calling for, and they do have color recommendations on page 60. It is calling for Mango Smoothie for your spider web. So I'll go ahead and put that in. Mango Smoothie. Ooh, doesn't that just make you want mango? So Kai and I got a pat bingsu, which is like a Korean dessert. It's their shaved ice, and we got the mango one. And you guys know I got COVID, and it was like the day before I came, and I had like, you get a tickle and you're like, oh, it's nothing. It's just, that's not going to be anything. Oh, look at this. My foot is loose. How open. My hoop tightener's upstairs, but I have this. Yikes. You got to tighten that up because you don't want that shaking off. I don't know if you've ever had your foot shake off or your needle hit your foot. Scares you because you didn't expect it. I have no idea why that was so loose. I'm pretty good about tightening my foot. There we go. Okay, go ahead and stitch out. And, oh my goodness, when I got home and I had COVID and I was like, I shared dessert with Kai, I was so worried about him. And then he never got it because he actually had COVID before he left. So, but I was like, well, maybe this is a different variant. He's going to get it. And my poor baby, I didn't want him like in a strange place, sick. Have you decided which blocks you're going to do in purple? I think, okay, and I pulled my purple fabric. I should show it to you. This morning I pulled everything. And I even thought, should I add some bright green? So here are my purples. I pulled these this morning. And I was like, should I put this in here too? Would that be like really fun? Or should I just leave it with like the purples? And I just thought, I was looking at it going, ooh, should I do that? These are the ones I think I'm going to do purple. The plan so far is keep calm and carry on. Thank you, Miss Dana. Dana, you know what? I just love, Dana looks at stuff and then she's like, well, what else could I do? Where I'm like, must follow whatever they've done. Do not stray. So I'm going to do keep calm. I was thinking I would do either the potion bottle or the owl. I kind of was thinking I would do this one, the tree, and one of these two. And then sprinkle in some purple embellishments. So, or I'll do this one of these two, and this one of these two. I just like the idea of like going kind of like this. And so what I was really thinking is I'm just going to stitch it exactly like it is here. And then I would do a couple purple ones and just put them in there and see which ones I really like. And then whichever ones I don't use, it's going to go in the back. I'm going to put it in the back because I like a little surprise in the back. And we are done with the filler blocks. Done. So I'm just going to do some extra ones and then I'll put them in, lay them in there and see how it looks. Nice. Yes, the green. What, do you think I should throw that green in there? I don't know. I was thinking that might be really fun too. Just make it pop. And these are left over from, this is from Candy Corn Quilt Shop. And if you wanted some of this, I think I have that in the shop. I think I have both of these still in the shop. Not positive, but I may. If you just wanted like a little square, Patrick's like, why do you say things like that? If you just needed like a little square and you have like an order coming up, I could see if I have enough to pop it in there with something else that's going out to you. All right. Let's write that in here. Let's go on. We are going to hoop up and we are going to do bottles. Bottles part A. What do we have here? So I did filler block and I did mango smoothie. But whatever you want to put in there, you could put in there. Okay. Potions, bottles, A, that's going to be on Dissolve Away. So let's go ahead and let's hoop up. Potions, bottles, A starts on. And you know we're going to have to do a lot of bats because if you saw Dana's sample, she did lots of bats and it looked better. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more. and more looks good. And I think Dana, I love that she did that. And then we could look at it and go, ooh, I want to do it like that. Let's go potions bottle A. We're going to be doing the A's first. And for part A, you're going to be doing wash away stabilizer. And it just said cut wash away stabilizer larger than the embroidery hoop. I was almost in a panic because I was like, I don't have a roll of wash away at home. So, but fortunately I had some cuts. So I'm going to be going in my, this is my 7x12 magnetic with the hoop, with the magnets that are easier to pull off. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put these to the side so they're not in the way. And I'm going to hoop up my stabilizer. I have scared the... Oh, yeah. The bats attract your eyes. Yes, the bats are just like, they were so cute. Oh, my goodness. Do I have trigger thumb? Because, listen, like, sometimes I can't bend it. And when I bend it, it hurts. Is that what trigger finger is? It's been like stuck. All right, here we go. I'm going to lay this up. Would you have a smaller piece? Let's do this one. And let's go ahead. You can see little magnets, big magnets. 2 littles, 2 bigs on the side. There we go. I'm going to do my, I'll do 2 big, 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 little, little. I'm going to make sure it's all nice and taut. And then big. All right, we are set. Make sure you have a dissolve away. I'm going to slide this onto my machine. Don't slide your hoop on if you have a bigger design than your hoop, but mine is definitely smaller. And you're going to need your embellishment kit for this. So let's get all our stuff, all our goodies. I know, we should start throwing some purple threads in. What color purples? I have damson. I think good colors would be... Here are my purples. I'm grabbing them right now. Because we're going to have to pull these out, right? And what if we do that bright green too? Remember when you got your first thread kit and you're like, oh, I have 50 colors. And then you go, wait, I don't have the right color purple. So I think I'm really liking, I think the damson's going to be good. We're going to need damson and maybe like the lavender. Here, I'm going to put them down here. What purples? Damson, this is damson. You got to have damson in your collection. Do I need a lavender? And which one do we need? I think this one, lavender. And, nope. Oh, this one could work too, Viking. This one's too light. And, nope, nope. Okay, these are the purples. If you're going to use purples, well, that go with my fabrics. I have lavender, Viking, and damson, and those are the ones I'll pull aside. And if you ever want to get some, I don't just because we don't have the room. I don't carry all of the glide threads, but I can special order for you. And when we special order, they're normally $4.99. I love the pricing of the glide thread because I think it's high quality. The bottoms that hold the your little tails are high quality. They don't break. And the retail on the glide thread is $4.99 a spool. And then if we special order, I'll always give you like 10% off. So, you know, $4.50. Which, I mean, that's fantastic. I love my Isacord, but Isacord's $6.75 a spool at this point. And that's pretty pricey. All right. We are hooped and ready to go. Just looking at your comments. It pops. Uh-oh. What about a purple grunge would be amazing. Yeah, I'm going to have to look. Because that sounds fantastic, Linda. Purple grunge? Yes. I say that's a yes. Okay, hopefully this is right. So the layout I did, it's hard to see, but we're going to do, I think this is 1, 2, and 3 in that order. So let's go ahead and lay those out. I'm going to go to my screen, hit your home button. That's going to clear your screen. We're going to go embroidery. And these are going to be in your PES designs. And you can just load them all up. And then we can turn them and whip them around. But the first one is going to be, and we're doing the A's. So not the bottles. We're doing the ones that are just the rectangles. Go ahead and set that one. I set it up for my 7x12. So let's go up here where we choose our hoop size. That's really important. And 7x12. And you are going to see my speed is, even though I have it set to 1050, when you're using these magnetic hoops, it slows down the speed, okay? If you heard that monster, that was my belly saying, feed me. Patrick and I are just talking about how we, like, woke up hungry. Go ahead and say, okay, let's add the next one. So just go ahead and touch add. Next design. I think anytime and every time is a good time for grunge, Linda. Grunge is just the best. I don't know, like, I just whoops, we don't want that. Don't hit return, hit this one, this back arrow, because it'll take you just to the previous screen. Next, we're going to do, let's wait for it to populate so we can see it well. That's the biggest one. Go ahead and set it, edit, rotate. I'm going to rotate to the right, and this one's going to come right down here. There we go. Go ahead and say okay. Let's add. I'm in my upper USB, Pumpkins and Potions, PES. And now we're looking for the last one. I think it's going to be this right here, but let's make sure. Let's have it pop up first. There we go. That one is called, what's that one? Fresh Spider Cider. Edit, move. And I'm just going to move this one down the tiniest bit. There we go. And we should be ready to go. So I have Spooky Potion, Fresh Spider Cider, and Take at Your Own Risk. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. The purples are so much fun, aren't they? Okay, and let's go ahead and touch embroidery. We're loaded and ready to go. Why don't we color group too? Might as well color group. You might have to pay attention because when it has similar colors, it wants to jump to that. Might be easier for you to just do one at a time, but you know, let's color group. So we're going to go ahead and say okay. And let's touch this button so we could go forward and backward stitches. First thing it wants to do is it wants to do, I'm on the very first one. You know what? Just so I don't confuse you, let's just do one at a time. Really easy to uncolor group. Just touch that button again, and now it's going to just do that. Just so I don't confuse you as we're going through this. We'll just stick to one at a time. I'm going to go back here where we go forward and backward stitches, and you can touch layout. This will give you your editing options. There's not a ton when you're in your layout screen. And then this will bring up your color list. This will allow you to go forward and backward stitches. We'll start off with this one. First thing that it wants to do is it wants to do wash away stabilizer, part A, load part A file into the machine, stitch the glass placement line. Color does not make a difference anytime you see that square with the line through it, so I'll just leave my mango smoothie in there, and let's go ahead and stitch. Because I haven't done this before, I just want to make sure it's not going to be too confusing for you or me. Good afternoon. Hello, Miss Deb Rashkin. Good to see you, my Florida lady. Deb used to be a Reno lady, but now she's a Florida lady. Okay, you need your vinyl. Grab your embellishment kit. Here's my embellishment kit right here. Opening it up for the first time. I do not pre-cut. Oh, here comes Poppy. Okay, Pops. Come on. Get up. Oh! Shoot, she almost like pushed me out. Okay, let me move for a second so she can get up here. Otherwise... Poppy likes what Poppy likes. Okay, chunky butt. Let's get you up. There we go. Okay, there we go. She is going to be head of ceremonies. Right, Pops? Vinyl's really easy to lose because it's clear. And Dana had the most beautiful purple vinyl. I don't think I have any purple vinyl. So I'm just using my clear. Here we go. Like I said, I don't pre-cut it because if you pre-cut it, there's like so much waste. And you can just, there's so much extra left over if you don't pre-cut. All right. That is your placement. Stitch the glass placement line. Place your glass vinyl inside the placement line. Stitch the glass tack down trimming line and do not trim. Color doesn't make a difference. I'm just going to put it down again. Make sure it's not dirty. I'm just pulling this out for this first time, so it should be fine. I'm just going to hold it and let it tack it down. Do not trim. So we just did this. I just hold it down. Stitch the label placement line and place the label fabric right side up, and the color it wants, I think that is, let's see, what color is that? Taupe, which is going to be cashmere. So grab your cashmere thread. Hang on. I'm going to let Poppy out really quickly. Otherwise, she'll just be ringing that bell. Okay, baby love. Here I come. Okay. Cashmere. I love cashmere. It's so pretty. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take out my mango smoothie because now the color makes a difference. This is placement line. Place the label fabric right side up. Let me grab my potions bottle. Here's potion bottle. Oh, look at it. I don't even see my thread, but that's okay. It perforated. I'm not going to go through and do it again. I'm just going to leave it. Because my thread did not catch for some reason. but it did perforate, so I know where that thread goes. I know it's hard for you to see, but I can see the little lines. Here's Potion Bottle 1. It looks like the label is going to be in this fabric right here. And I'm just going to give it a little shot of spray right in the middle of that. I'm just going to lay it down right there. I'm going to take my hoop off, make sure my bobbin thread was up far enough. That's why didn't it catch? Instead of it not catching again. Slide it back on. Next step right here, it says stitch the label tack down line and trim the fabric close to the stitch line. So now we're going to do the tack down, and then we're going to trim close to the stitch line. So you want your double curved scissors. I don't care which ones you use. Because I have fabric with backing, I'm going to use my bigger ones. These are my 6-inch double curved for Mores. If you don't have them, you should get them. These were my first real scissors that I got, where I was like, oh my God, those are incredible. What's so great about these is one curve to get you over the edge of the hoop, the other curve to keep you away from like cutting into your fabric. And that curve makes it so you get really close to that stitch. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim it. We're on step 4 right here. Here's the trimming. Pull it towards me a little bit. All right, that was step number 4. Step number 5 says stitch the decorative label, decorative outline. You want to make sure that you're nice and close to that stitch. And go ahead and just hit start. And then it says change a stitch the star detail. You're going to put your white thread in, and then you're going to change the bobbin thread to match the top thread for the spooky. That's going to be the black. So make sure that you have a black pre-wound bobbin. If you need to, wind it down. But here, I've got black right in here. I'm just going to grab it and be ready to go. We don't need it quite yet. But you can also, if you need to wind your own, you can be winding your bobbin while you're sewing. If you have that extra spool pin, there's a separate motor. Go ahead and give it a go. Don't be scared. It's going to be nice for us when we do our bottles to have all of the A's already done, and then we can just stitch out the bottles. Oh my God, you had purple vinyl, Paula? Do I have purple vinyl? Okay, let's look. What was the purple vinyl from? These are all my scraps. It's always nice to have scraps, right? I'll look through this while I'm stitching the white. So next step is going to be in white. So go ahead and take out your thread, put in your white thread. White lives on the top of my machine. It just is always here. I have a big cone of white glide. So let's go ahead and thread up. You still have just your regular white bobbin in, or whatever pre-wound bobbin you're using. It is stitching the star detail. Okay, I'm going to look through here. What surprises do I have in here? What was your purple vinyl from? Do you remember? I probably have. You would think I'd have it, right? I don't see anything in mine. Dana, did you have yours or did you buy it? I might have some at the store. the Color Candy vinyl pack. Hello, Miss Brenda. Okay, make sure you have your black and you have a black bobbin. You're going to need a matching bobbin for the next step after this. Did not, let's see, what's going on here? I don't know why. You know how I keep telling you I need a service? I don't know why that didn't pick up, but it's okay. Just make that a little long. I am going to go back. Let me go back. Let's go back 10. I'm going to go back until it bounces up here. There we go. And now I'm going to go +1 until it goes right down there. And then I'm ready to start. Want this out of the way. Ooh. Need it to be a little further. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So Sweet as Candy did have, and they discontinued those. I don't know why. There's no more Sweet as Candy. There was like the pink pack, and then there was also the one that's green, but they call it blue. Yeah, I love those vinyls. I hate it when they discontinue stuff I love. Like when Trader Joe's gets you hooked on the Colorado Bowl. I don't know if any of you remember the Colorado Bowl, and then they discontinue it. I'm like, how can they? It was so good. Purple bottle fabric. Alrighty, change out that bobbin thread. And it's just sometimes when you're doing black, sometimes you just want to change it out. Sometimes you're not going to see that bobbin thread. Sometimes you might. If you change it out, then you just know that. And it's not that your machine's doing anything wrong. It's sometimes just a combination of your machine, the threads, the fabrics that you're on. It could sometimes be like that you're doing a really fine font. Sometimes those pull up a little bit. So if you just want to be on the safe side, just change it out, and then you don't have to worry about it at all. Okay, let's put in black. I've got some glow in the dark vinyl. I did see, did you see somebody, I think they posted it today, and they did, they showed it with their glow in the dark thread too. And I was like, ooh, that looks so good. Looks so spooky. Okay, I have black bobbin in there and my black thread. And now it's going to do the lettering, and it's stitching out Spooky Potion. Yeah, the glow-in-the-dark vinyl sounds awesome, Judica. How about clear vinyl with glow-in-the-dark thread around it? How good will that look? And then this is going to be Potion Bottle A. It says trim the vinyl and stabilizer exactly on the glass trimming line. So I say we go ahead and we trim our vinyl like right here so it doesn't get in the way of the next one. We're just going to trim that over. And we're going to do all this other stuff after we're done with all three. Hello, Miss Liz. What's going on in California today? So cute. I can see why they want you to match your bobbin. This is totally, it's kind of like an airy stitch. It's not like a satin stitch at all. And I could see this like showing off white. Next one we're going to do after this is we are going to do Potions Bottle 2. So get your Potions Bottle 2. And this Potion Bottle 1, all this stuff will go to the side for when we actually do the full block. This is 2 parts. So we're doing all our part A's, so then when we do part B's, we're ready to go. And I like kind of grouping it. Like when you're doing all the vinyl, let's do all the vinyl. Let's just get it out of the way. That way you don't have to switch your brain mode to vinyl and back to regular, or filler blocks and back to the other ones. I've just been grouping them. And I've been grouping them how they make sense to my brain. It might not make sense to your brain, because Dudica was asking, like, how do you decide how you group your stuff? This is kind of like all the pre-work. I like to do all the pre-work beforehand and then get into each section. Oh my God, Liz, I read your note about having to prep in sections that you couldn't do it all at once. And then I spoke to somebody, I can't remember who it was, and they said that they couldn't do it all at once either. And I get it. Like, it's like prepping can be tough on the body. Tough on the neck when you're pressing and ironing. So if you have to break it out and do it in sections, do it in sections. So cute, this little label. So I think our trim, I'm not positive yet. I'm going to look at the instructions and make sure I have it right. But I think our trim line's going to be like the outer one. So I'm just going to cut my vinyl like, I don't know, maybe like 1/8 of an inch past that. And then I'll be sure that I have it right. Oh, that's awesome. So Dudica is saying that she's using that Robeson Anton and took it in the sun and it looked fantastic. If you're looking for some glow-in-the-dark thread, glow-in-the-dark thread, good glow-in-the-dark thread, like the Amand glow-in-the-dark, which is the Isocord that we sell, it's 20 bucks a spool. But it's good. It's really, really good. That Robeson Anton set, I want to say is, and I'm just going to cut this just like a little bit outside the... that other line. It's normally, I think, $120. We sell it, I think it's on sale for like 70 bucks. I might have to order more, but I think we have some in the store. That is a great set to get. Is this like so cute or what? Adorable. Love it. And then you're going to go back and trim with your little snips. Let's do the next one. It's ready to go. It actually wants to do the one down here. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know why black is just too dark for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the black. Take this off. Change your bobbin out. Don't forget, you just want to put your regular neutral bobbin is what they're calling it. Put your regular neutral bobbin back in. And I'm going back in with Mango Smoothie. Mango Smoothie's so cute. Liz, you were in the same boat as Dana. Broken AC. This is not that time of year that you want broken AC. I think it might have even been hotter at your home though, Liz. Yeah, so look for, I think it's called Moon Glow. So if you're looking for a great set of glow in the dark, I'll have to check our stock, but it's called Moon Glow. And the Amman is like fantastic, isn't it, Jana? It's like so high quality. It is pricey though. Okay, that is your placement. We are now doing, this is the second bottle. And it is the take at your own risk right here. So we are doing the one on page 43. Take at your own risk. I have it turned it on its side. We just stitched the glass placement line. Now we're going to place the vinyl. So get your piece of vinyl. Ooh, uh-oh. Hopefully I didn't grab the wrong vinyl. And this is going to work for my last two. I'm going to put it right on the edge because I'm scared that I grabbed the wrong piece. Let's see. Does it matter? Yeah, we're going to go this way. And if I did, I know for me I have extra vinyl. Here we go. Now it's doing the tack down. Okay, tack down. Do not trim at this time. We're going to do all the embroidery. It wants you to stitch the label placement line. Color does make a difference. And it is the star thread, which I don't know if that's shadow or black. So let me go ahead and look that up really quickly. So I give you the right. Dark gray, so it's shadow. Anytime you see the star, we're learning, it's going to be shadow. If you're using the thread set. If you're not using the thread set, it's going to be like any kind of charcoal gray that you have. Are you doing all 3 in one hooping? Yes, I am. So I am using my 7x12 hoop. If you have a 7x12, I think you probably need at least 7x12 or an 8x12. And then you can always go bigger. And this one I turned on its side. So it's turned horizontal. Here's my hoop. This is how the design looks. I just put it all in my 7x12 and that's how I loaded it. Okay, this is placement for the label. Grab your potion bottle 2. The label is going to be in the orange, and I did not shape flex this. I think it said wrong side of just the background fabric, so it did not call for shape flex for this, so I didn't. But if you want to put it on, you can. So that was your placement. Place the fabric right side up. Change the bobbin thread to match the top thread and stitch the label tack down. So we do want to change our bobbin, and it wants you to match. I'm just leaving, I don't have a charcoal, well, I probably do, but I'm being lazy. I'm just going to leave the black in because it's so close to the charcoal. But I do have dark gray. It would mean I need to reach and stretch and open a drawer, which is too much to ask right now. I'm just putting the black in. Change it out right now. I am going to give this a little shot of spray just to make sure it doesn't slide around. I mean, did you hear that? It was just a little itty bitty bit. I'm just pressing it down in the middle. And now it wants you to place the label fabric, change the bobbin thread, stitch the label tack down. Star means shadow. And then we're going to trim as desired. This is raw edge and will not have an additional cover stitch. So when you trim, you want it to look pretty. Hello, Miss Betty. Anytime it's raw edge, I like to leave like about 1/8 of an inch. Unless somebody throws up on this, it's not going to get washed. It's going to get hung up, it's going to get folded up, and then it's going to get taken out again. So a little fray would be fine. Hang on. Did it? Oh, you know what? I thought it missed a stitch, but that was just part of the swirl. little bit of puckering with this. One layer, I'm going to go ahead and trim as desired. That to me means straight, curved straight. Those are my favorite for trim as desired. If I can find my curved straight. Here we go. Curved straight. Otherwise, if you're using curved, you get little smiley cuts. I like curved if I'm trimming right to the stitch. Curve straight for trim as desired. And this you could just go right to the stitch if you want. I'm going to leave a little bit of an edge. You know what? I don't want it to be messy. I'm going right to the stitch. I'm going curved. Because I feel like it's just going to fray. There we go. You could do some fray check. Or just leave it because it's going to be spooky. Sometimes when I'm trimming, I go, I didn't know my arm could bend like that. I'm going to trim up that top part a little bit more too. There. Happy with that. That looks good. Okay. That's trimmed. I just went closer into the edge. I went curved instead. If you want it close to the stitch, go curved. If you don't, go curved straight. Okay. Now it wants us to, and we can trim that up and fix it however we want later on. But that was step number 4. Turn the page. We are now on page 44. And it says change the bobbin thread to match the top. Stitch out at your own risk in black. I already have a black bobbin. I think the black bobbin looked great with the shadow thread. It was totally fine. So I don't need to switch my bobbin. I'm just going to go ahead and put in my black thread. And then we're going to stitch out the lettering. What kind of hanger do you hang this on and you have them in the store? I just used, we hung up Dana's in the store. And I'm going to have to look, but I think, Betty, I would be making it up if I gave you an answer right now. What are these? I think these are 20 inches across. So let me look and see what hanger we have it on, and then I'll see what options we have in the store, and I'll see what options we can purchase too. And I will get back to you on that. I'll share it probably in the live feed in case other people need it. But I think we kind of need a ladder, right? They've got a lot of ladder quilts going on. Maybe I'll look for that too on like Amazon, but I'll see what we could just hang it on as well. So this is potion bottle 2 that we're working on, and then we're going to do potions bottle 3. So make sure you have potions bottle 3 ready to go too. If you want, you can be throwing in some purple right now. Some purple thread, some purple color. Maybe I'll do the next one with, with some purple in it. Or we're going to be doing this stitching. So right now we're making the vinyl part right here, and then it'll get sewn onto the background. That's why it's 2 parts. So maybe when we go ahead and we attach it, we can use purple that's going around here just to make it pop. You could do your next purple label too. The next one is going to be this one down here. If you want to swap out your label, you could do that. Use some purple fabric. Options. Yes! Colored vinyl and glitter. I definitely have purple glitter, right? Maybe we're going to do that. You know what? And if you choose not to, like, I think the original just looks so elegant. Doesn't it? Just with all the oranges, the grays, and the black. Some people just need a little more color. You can make it a little more playful by throwing in some other colors. And I wouldn't have thought of it. That's why it's so much fun stitching with girlfriends. Because your girlfriends, sometimes they think differently, right? So cute. Take at your own risk. After we do this one, we're going to change out our bobbin thread. So don't forget to put your white bobbin thread back in. And I need the sew-alongs. The sew-alongs are really important for me because it gets me to, committed to a time and a place to stitch with you guys, and then I get things done. I should just schedule a Hello Sunshine sew-along day. Monday's not good, just because Patrick and I have some stuff going on, but maybe... Let me look at the calendar. Oh, wow. So is that, when you say nail art, is that going to be the little shakers? We have a little bit of a poof here, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. It just makes your project more dimensional. Judika, I can't wait to see the difference between the two. Like, do you want just the regular colors, and do you want that's gonna be like just more psychedelic or something? Imagine what people will come up with that are just gonna be doing all their own fabrics. Like, what if you did one that was like all black and white fabrics, and then you just popped it with the embellishments? Like, that could be kind of cool. Or all black and grays, and then pop it with the stitching and the embellishments. Or maybe you just do all purple, greens, and oranges, and just do it super bright. All right, this one is done. At least part A is done. Other than the trimming, let's go ahead, change out your bobbin first. We don't want to forget that, because we don't want that black bobbin to be pulling up when we're doing just the regular stitching. So go ahead and put this back in. Here we go. We're already set. It's set to do the next one. We are going to do our placement stitch first. I'm going to go ahead and put Mango Smoothie back in. Hopefully my piece of vinyl is big enough. I think I was supposed to use the big piece for that last one that we did, or the small piece, and then split the big piece between the other two. I guess we'll figure it out right now. Moment of truth. Okay, here we go. Placement. Where is my vinyl? Oh, it's still attached right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Should wait until it stops moving. Here we go. Yes, perfect. Okay, we did it. It was fine. Now we're going to do tack down. And we're doing Fresh Spider Cider. This is Potion Bottle 3. Fresh Spider Cider. Okay, instructions were stitch the glass placement line, did that. We placed the glass vinyl. We did the tack down. Do not trim at this time. Now we're on to here. Color doesn't make a difference still. So go ahead and stitch the label placement line. I'm just going to leave that same Mango Smoothie. Our label is white. And it has the royal, it's this. Make sure you put it down right, because this one does have shape flex, or it should have shape flex. Make sure you put it shape flex side down, royal icing side up. I think this is royal icing. I'm going to give it a little shot of spray. If I can find my spray. Put it over here on the table. And color doesn't make a difference for the tack down. I'll just leave in my Mango Smoothie. So you're going to stitch the label tack down line, and then we're going to trim. Oh, you're making a whole bunch. There are so many cute shakers out there. So I didn't know that's what they're called. So if you need extra sprinkles, Gloria got hers on Amazon, and nail art, Halloween sprinkles. That's what you're looking for, because I didn't know. Is my label supposed to be spooky like that? It is. I just looked here at the picture and see how it's kind of askew. It's not totally straight. Okay, so let's go ahead. We are going to trim this. Trim close to the stitch. You want curved, curved. You could also use your snips. I find sometimes I need something a little heftier when it has shape flex on it. All right, looks good. What does it want next? So I just went ahead and trimmed. Stitch the label satin outline. Star means shadow. Let's get our shadow. Slow the machine to half speed for the next step. So we're going to stitch this and then we're going to slow it. So you don't have to slow it yet. This is the label satin outline. The slowing comes after this. So just put in and it doesn't want you to put in a matching bobbin. So just load it up. If you see a ton of white though, you could put a matching bobbin. This is the satin outline. Let it go. Let it go, let it go. Ah, Debbie, they are nice. Yeah, they're super nice. Christmas. And the other hoops are great too. Don't worry if you don't have it. The other hoops are amazing. Next color that we're going to put in is the orange star. And the orange star is, I don't have it memorized yet, light orange. So that's going to be Mango Smoothie. So get this one ready. Mango Smoothie is going to be next. My favorite snips at this point, these were my favorite for so long. And these are the Femori ones, but I'm finding that my snippies, they're a little bit longer and I feel like they're a little bit stronger. So these are, they are Havel and they're made, they're called Snip Ease. And that's what I've been really digging on when it comes to snips. Plus, you know what? You need a couple pairs because you know you're going to misplace yours. So, unless you're like Patrick, who's perfect and never misplaces anything. When he does misplace stuff, you know what he says? Jeannie, did you touch? He always asks me. He always thinks I touched it. Ooh, that next stitch is going to go right down the middle of this satin stitch, which makes it look so good. Just makes it pop. There you go. Okay, we're following instructions. It wants us to slow the speed down to half speed. We're going to go right here to our settings button. This is where you can slow your speed down. We're at 800, so let's go 400. Okay. Change your thread out to Mango Smoothie. It's going to be the lighter of the two oranges. Doesn't this just make you want to have like a creamsicle? Or every time I hear mango, I'm just like, ooh. Frozen mango would be so yummy. Wait a minute. Isn't that supposed to be down this center. Let me see. Okay, I'm just going to let it go because mine is not down the center, but I'm hoping it goes into the stitch. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Trust. I love Kimberbell's instructions. I really feel like they've, you just need to just follow their instructions, trust, and just do, but they really have it down. And especially when you compare it to like their instructions from, you know, their older designs, because there wasn't a lot there, but I love like every little step. And they have like little icons that make sense, and then you get to know them too. You're like, oh, I need to change my bobbin. Oh, color doesn't make a difference. You know, they just make it so user friendly. We love you, Kimberbell. Okay, we just did our mango smoothie. They want you to resume normal speed. Go to your settings. Go back. I'm going back to 800 on this because that's as fast as I can go with this hoop. We're going to change the bobbin to match the top, and the color they want is black, so let's put in a black bobbin. We're going to put in black thread, and we're going to stitch out fresh spider cider. Here we go. Cute. This is when I start getting impatient and I start snipping my jump threads. Okay, I had to get these. I have a pair, OESD, beautiful, but I had to get the Tula pink. Because look at the Tulas. I just feel like a queen when I use my Tula pink stuff. You want to get all of those jump threads because you want it to be gorgeous. You don't want it to look messy. And get all the little ones in between too. And perfect combination is a pair of tweezers and your little snips. I love my side hoppers too. I go back and forth between using my side hoppers and then using these. And I will do all my finished work later on. I am just going to be stitching. Next thing I'm going to stitch out is I am going to work on, we're going to do the piece block. So the plaid block. So the plaid block's going to happen in a couple of hoopings. 5x7. We're going to do this 4 times. 2 times with the black and gray. 2 times with the cream and gray. I haven't cut. I was thinking I'm just going to skip it, but I haven't cut. Let's just do it. I know some of you want to do it anyways. If you do want to skip it, just get some fabric. There's Moda makes a beautiful buffalo plaid with the 1-inch squares. And we sold out. We had it in the store, but sold out. I'm just going to do one at a time in my 5x7, and then you're going to have to do part B. Hopefully I can get it all done. I'm going to grab my 5x7 hoop. Let's hoop up. Let's be ready. And next week, I'm going to try and do, let me look at my spreadsheet. I mean, do we want to do this fast? Because here's section 1. Really, section 1, what we're going to have to do, because our filler block will be done, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to do all of my, there's 2 of these. We're going to do, should we do both of those? They look different sizes. I think there's, is there another one? So what if we doubled up and we did section 1 and 2? The week after we do section 3 and 4. And then the week after we do section 5 with borders. Okay, so that's going to be the goal. We're going to do 2 sections at a time. Section 1 and 2 is going to be next week. Whatever we get done in class, and then homework. Whatever we get done in class, and then homework. So just plan on that. Hopefully it'll go faster because we'll have like our part A's done, and things like this will be done. You make me laugh. Nora, are you saying that your husband accuses you of losing his stuff whenever he loses his stuff? Patrick's like, he'll start saying, did you? And I'm like, I did not touch it. I didn't touch it. Wasn't me. He automatically thinks it's me. Makes me mad. Every once in a while, it is me. But most of the time, I try not to touch his stuff. Not interested. All right. How is the best and easiest way to put the label? I don't do it, Betty. I would say don't put those labels on. Like if you look at my snap hoops, I do not put them on. We have one at the store that has them put on because somebody bought the hoop, put the stickers on, and then they said they needed the 9.5 by 14, and I was like, forget it. We need one for the store anyways. So, if I were you, I would not mark it because it's like, I've never really needed the marks on it. So I would say, Betty, do not put the stickers on. None of mine have them on. And if I'm calling right, I think the measurements are in like centimeters with those stickers. I could totally be wrong. Could be making that up. All right, gonna hoop up and get ready to do my pieced plaid blocks. Why? Because we already cut all the pieces out, so you might as well. I have this get a little lower. There we go. Little more centered. Oop, might be too low. I don't like this. See how it tunneled a little bit? Ooh, it's done. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. Look at the, I gotta show you the, look at the little spider. Is that just adorable? Okay, you're going to trim as per the instructions and make sure you get all your little jump threads too. And then these are done for when we go to do our potion bottles. And your filler blocks are done for each section. Here we go. Let's do, I'm going to start this one and I'm probably going to Like we're into the ladies' room. Had coffee this morning. The ladies' room. If you're leaving it on, if you're doing this like I do it, make sure you fluff your fabric. I have had my fabric fold under and then stitch because I didn't notice. And then that's fun because now your block is ruined. So just make sure you fluff it or cut one of them off. You always want to, if you're doing it like this where you're rehooping as you go, you need to leave one on, but you can cut the other one off. Okay, thread. Let's change that out before we forget. Let's change out your bobbin. Ooh, ooh. Love my bobbin boats. Here we go. All right. Or, you know, I didn't even read my instructions. I feel like I actually need to have a matching bobbin, but let's take a peeky poo. I'm using one piece of fabric on the plaid block. That block. I know. So, you know, stitch ahead if you want. Start section 1. I'm going to go ahead and just do it. Why? Because it's here. And I have that fabric. We had it at the store. I was like, cut me a yard. I'm not stitching that. But then I was like, oh, it's already cut. Let's just do it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to load this design here, your 5x7 plaid. I'm going to say, okay. Change to a larger frame. Okay. Slide it off. Okay. Now, go home. Clear your screen. Embroidery. And you have 2 different plaid making designs. Make sure you choose the first one. PES. We're going to use the other one later. See how you have 2 of them right here? And this is the one that you want first, right there. Choose that. Go ahead and hit set. I'm going to choose my hoop size. I am in my 5x7. And it automatically changes my... Well, let me see. Does it let me do that? Oh. Yeah. So I put my speed all the way back up. Oh, you know why I did that? My hoop's not on. When I put my hoop on, it's going to change my speed. Let's see what it changes it to. So your machine is not broken. Oh, it changes it to 900. So it's automatically going to do that for you. If you're at a lower speed, it's going to keep it lower. But if you're at 1050, it'll change it to 900. Nothing is wrong with your machine. Fluff your fabric in the back. And let's read our instructions. So first of all, it says load the embroidery file. We did that. Change the bobbin thread to match the top thread. And keep the bobbin thread a visible color throughout the block. Stitch the template directly on the stabilizer. Color does not make a difference. So why don't I just do, but you want a visible color. So how about I do, I'm just looking to see what colors I have in here. Okay. I'm going to grab a pre-wound. And I have gray, so why don't I just use gray? Kind of neutral, and then I'll use sterling on top. So I'm going to use this on the bottom and sterling on the top. So it's just grays. Lunch! I need lunch too! Yes! Lunch would be better than doing this. I don't know. Maybe this is going to be so much fun and you're going to be like, oh my God, that was the most amazing block I've ever done in my life. I can't wait just to make plaid blocks out of all my fabric. Let's hope you say it, right? How long do these take? These are going to be flip and fold, so it shouldn't take that long. Way longer than just cutting a block of 6x6 fabric or 8x8. How's that foot? On? Solid? Okay, first thing you're going to do, I'm touching embroidery on my screen. It's going to do a template. So I change my bobbin thread, matching on the top. Keep the bobbin thread visible. Stitch the template directly on the stabilizer. Here we go. And now we are going to grab here's my potion bottles, don't want that. I want my plaids, my striped fabric for flip and fold. And I was watching like their tutorial video, and she was talking about using the folding pen, which I do have, but I'm just gonna finger press. You know me, I'm an aggressive finger presser. First thing we're getting out is going to be the gray and the blacks. So there's my template. Then we're going to stitch the placement line. Place one piece of 1A fabric and one piece 2 fabric, right sides together. The beauty of this is there's no right or wrong side with these, but we're going to put these two. And if you are doing this with other fabric, you want to do right sides together. Okay, we need our placement line. Pay attention. This is your placement line. It's a little bit above this one. That's your placement. Okay, we are going to put these two right sides together if you have a right and a wrong side. You're going to place this on the placement line, centered. So make sure you're not too far to the right, too far to the left, centered to your placement line. Don't put it on the bottom one, put it on the one right above. And now it is going to, this is your 1/4 inch seam allowance that it's going to stitch. Oh shoot, I needed to put my black on the bottom, so I wasn't paying attention to that. Sorry. Let me just go ahead and rip that out really quickly. Cut. It wouldn't be a sew along with me if it was perfect. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. I should probably get my seam ripper right. Seam ripper. How can I lose my seam ripper so fast? Okay, there. It wasn't in my basket. Don't rip your fabric. There we go. Look at the picture. Pay attention. Do not follow your instructor. Not all the time. Okay, there we go. We do have to go back a step. This is where you go forward and backwards. This will take you back to the beginning of that last step. And I'm going to put this so that the black is on the bottom. Black is on the bottom. Gray is on the top, and then we will flip the gray back up. Okay, let's try this one more time, and I'm going to get those big bulbous pieces out. There we go. I'm not worried about all that thread either. Slide it up. One more time. Stitch the seam, flip only piece 2 fabric, right side up, and press the seam. Use a mini iron or finger press along the seam. If you use an iron, remove the hoop from the machine and press on an ironing board. Okay, I do not like to spray in the hoop, but sometimes for things like this, I will. I'm going to put my hand here to protect, make sure I don't get it on here, and just kind of, if you are not confident doing this, don't do it. Hang on. I gotta. Well, I don't want the hair there. It's like a little stuck. There we go. And I'm just going to flip them back. And finger press, for me, that means aggressively press with your fingernails. And then it wants you to, and we can spray the next one before we put it down so you're not spraying in the hoop. All right. Flip up. Da, 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 da. Stitch the trim placement line. Now you're going to do the next trim placement line. Okay? So this is first going to be your trim line, and then it will be a placement line. Your snips are perfect for this. You're just going to trim right above that line, close to the stitch. Let's go ahead and trim them up. Does not have to be perfect. Don't worry about it. It's your trim line first because you're trimming on it. Now it's going to be your placement line. And the piece we're putting down is going to be black. You can give it a spray right now so that you don't have to spray in the hoop. Just know that it might be a little sticky. And hold it down. So, because sometimes the foot, I sprayed this side. Sometimes the foot wants to stick to the fabric and pull it up. So I'm going to hold it down. And I'm going to flip it over. You're just going to flip and fold the whole thing. That's it. Flip it. There's my aggressive finger fold. Now you're going to do the trim line. We're going to get our next one. Super easy. Going to give this a little shot of spray. When you put that next piece of fabric down, you are putting it sprayed side up because that way you can flip it and stick it. Okay, trim line first. But this trim line is also our placement line. Now you place. Sticky side up. Foot is going to want to stick, so hold it down. And then flip it over. Fingernail press. Press it down. You've got stick on there. Do your trim line. Almost done. Not so bad, right? What if you did this with like purples and greens? Wouldn't that be fun? Trim line first. So we're going to do this twice, and then we'll do it with the cream. Okay, take your fabric, we're doing black, you're just alternating. That trim line is now your placement line. Hold it here where it's gonna stitch it down and then hold it on the right side so the fabric doesn't get dragged around. Watch out for that little screw. That guy will get you. These are 5x7s. I wonder if you could like do, I mean, you could do them in your big hoop, but I'm just going to do them like this. Trim line, and we've got one more piece to put down. I think it would have been fun if there was just like a piece of of felt. You know how they have, there was that really pretty, for falling into autumn, or falling for autumn. They had that orange felt that was so pretty. Okay, I'm going to spray this. Shot of spray. Make sure it's sprayed side up, because you need to be able to fold it and have it stick. Okay, that's the last piece up, and it says place one piece right side down, stitch the seam, flip the fabric right side up, press the seam. Now we're going to stitch the trimming guideline, and then we're done. So it's going to stitch around the whole thing, and that's going to be our trimming guideline. Nice. I like that. So you know exactly where you're going to trim. Okay. We're going to do the other, I'm going to do all of them right now. And then when you're cutting, you're going to cut along the trimming guideline. Each hooping will result in 3-piece strips. Each piece strip should measure 1.67 by 7. The 6 strips from the first 2 part A hoopings will be referred to as strip 1. The 6 strips from the 3rd and 4th part A hooping will be referred to as strips 2. Once we do all of our A's, then we're going to do our B's and we're going to lay those down. So we're going to have to, I'm going to press and trim. But for right now, let's go ahead and rehoop, and we're going to do the next 3. Easy peasy. Let's rehoop. I'm going to rehoop, and then I'm going to cut some of these off because I know me. I'm going to not be paying attention. They're going to get folded under, and I'm going to be mad. Pop that one up. Okay. Oh, let's cut this off. Like I said I was going to cut it, and then I forgot. So I'm going to leave one on. You're going to cut the other one off. Just cut right in between the middle in case you need a little bit of muslin to make this be big enough, which I don't think we need because those pieces are big now. We're going to just go ahead and do this 2 more times, or 3 more times. I'm on the machine. Come on over. Say okay. Are we snugged all the way up? I think this fills the entire hoop. Yeah, it does. Okay, let's do it again. Template first. And we're going to do these. We could spray them. So we need black and gray. So we need 3 blacks. How many grays do we need? 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 of each. 1, 2. We can spray all of them at once. don't have to spray, but I think it makes it stay down and look more crisp. And for me, I like that. I like everything nice and crisp. Okay, remember you're going to grab 2 pieces in the beginning. And you're going to grab, what goes on top? It was the black on the bottom. Black on the bottom. Oh, we need our placement line. Remember, template and then placement line first. I'm going to put this, I sprayed it already. I'm going to put the black down, sprayed side down. And right on that placement line, centered with a little hanging over on the right and a little on the left. This, I'm going to put sticky side up. So when I flip it, it's going to stay and it's going to look gorgeous. And now it's going to do the, this is your 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then we're going to flip the gray up. Oh, thunder. Oh, good. I hope you learned something. Like that I make mistakes. Feel bad I had your layout wrong for the okay, I already had these sprayed. I went ahead and pre-sprayed everything. Here it is in my spray tent. You know what's scary is I feel like I checked twice. How could it be wrong when I checked twice? I think sometimes my brain just wants to do what it wants to do, I think I'm doing it right, and I'm not. It's okay though. You guys forgive me, right? Yeah, it's these projects are so big, I don't have time to stitch them twice. So I'm always stitching. Look how not pretty that cut is. It's okay, because this is flip and fold. Black down next. It's going to stitch your 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then we're going to fold it over. My sticky side is up right now. Oh, are the Olympics starting today? I love watching the Olympics. So, Violet is doing an internship for Salt Lake City, so for the city of Salt Lake. So they had their big announcement that they're going to be hosting the Olympics. I know it's far off, but 2034. And so she was part of the announcement party. They did the party, I want to say it was at like 2 or 2:30 in the morning. And I was just like, it's so exciting to be like a young, no, not for me. I would not have watched. The only time I'm getting up at 2 or 2:30 in the morning and go out somewhere is if I have to catch a flight. And other than that, I am going to be in bed. But for like a young person, like how exciting. So she was there and they gave out donuts and it was like a big party. And I think she said there were like 2,000 people that showed up. I could be making that up. It could have been 200. And she handed out donuts and gave the council people, they got special t-shirts. And her roommate went with her. And then Violet said afterwards they got home and they just went straight out for a hike. Okay, that's the other thing I'm not going to be doing first thing in the morning. Patrick and I went and hiked the dogs at like 7:30 one of the days of this weekend. That's your trim line first. Don't forget to trim first. And it was so miserable. It was so hot, even at 7:30 in the morning. And plus, I do not like starting my day with physical activity. I know people say, "Oh, it feels so great." Yeah, not for me. Look how bad that's trimmed. It's okay. Just lay down your fabric. That's like exactly how I don't want to start the day. I like starting the day in bed for like a wake up, like 2 hours. I love laying in bed. Or you know what? I don't mind coming downstairs and sewing. That's a great way to start the day for me. Flip, aggressively finger press, lay it down with your spray already on it. Trim line. Okay, what do you guys love to watch in the Olympics? I love swimming. You gotta love gymnastics. I love beach volleyball. Oh my God, there's so many exciting things in the Summer Olympics. That's your trim line. Now it's your placement line. Make sure you're doing it with the sticky side up and that you hold your fabric down. Sometimes I'll clean off my foot. Sometimes my foot will get a little bit fuzzy from like the spray. Center to your template. Make sure you have fabric on the right and the left. Okay, 2 down. Go ahead and do the little template with your trimming guide. And then we're going to do our next 2 are going to be the cream and gray. Cream and gray next. This isn't so bad, right? We're just hanging out, having fun. Maybe we'll go a little long because I want to finish these. The plaid ones. I want to do part A and part B. Swimming and gymnastics. Oh, archery. Archery's pretty badass too, isn't it? Like the archery where they have to, well, I was thinking, what's the one where they ski? Of course, that's not going to be summer. Where they ski and, oh, I'm thinking skiing and shooting. Of course I am. Okay, rehoop. Cut off that top one if you want so it doesn't accidentally get folded under. Just be mindful of it. Whoop. Had it on backwards. All right. I'm going to cut this top one off. Okay, let's put it on. We've got 2 more to do. I think I made part B part of another day, like with the other sections, but like I said, I think we're gonna go ahead, let's do part B too after we finish this. So slide it on, start out with your template, and you're gonna grab 3 pieces of the cream and 3 of the gray, spray them all right now. Okay, this is where you don't want to have dark threads underneath because you don't want it to shadow through like that little guy. Get him off. Be mindful of that stuff. Just pay attention. All right, put those to the side. And what do they want you to lay down first? They want you to lay down the white. Do your placement line. You're not putting it down on any of those lines. Placement line next. I'm not even looking at my instructions anymore. Grab a cream and a gray. Lay your cream down, face down. Oh look, my thread didn't pick up. That's okay, I'm just gonna put it about a 1/4 inch above. Sticky side down. I can see the shadow behind it. And then you want sticky side up. And then I'm gonna check my bobbin just to see why it didn't pull up before I start. Just reload it again. And do you see my upper thread? I'm just gonna grab that tail. Okay, do your 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm gonna hold my fabric right here so it doesn't stick to my foot. And flip it up. I don't want any of this shadowing through. We have to be a little bit mindful of that when we're doing this because the white can shadow through. So, I mean, the gray can shadow through under the white. This is your trim line. Trim first. And I can't remember if we're going to want the white to go over. We want the white to go over the gray. Have you used glue stick for these? I know people definitely use glue sticks. Parade of Athletes. Oh, they're doing the Parade of Athletes. I mean, how incredible, right? To be the best in the world. What an accomplishment. Okay, I have never used glue. Well, no, that's a lie. I have glue stick, but I'm so... Take this and make sure you don't want it to be where you can see that. Because when you fold it over, that's going to shadow through. I would take your white and have it go just above the gray. Just above the gray so there's no shadowing, okay? Yeah, so I have glue stick and I think about using it, but I'm such a sprayer. I just love my spray, so that's what I do. It's just a habit for me. They would not let them. Connecticut. Okay. See that little thread? I'm going to flip him back. I don't want him to shadow through. Oop. Flat. Nice and flat. Okay, trim line first. But just make sure that your white covers all the gray. Yeah, if you want a glue stick, glue stick. If you want folding pen, whatever works for you. I'm lazy, and I feel like spray's the easiest. Spray's the easy. At least it's the easiest for me. Now, gray is darker than white, so you don't have to be as careful with your gray that you're laying down. But trim your line first. Make sure you've got your sticky side. Oh, there's my sticky side. Is this my sticky side? Yes. On the placement line, seam allowance. This is your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Make sure it's sewn down on that side, and then you flip. These do not have to be scary. They just take time. There we go. Okay. Trim line first. Order yardage, and it was only allowing 1 yard, and it kept increasing. Leslie, just let me know what you need. And let me, what were you trying to order? Very strange. Let me know, like, I don't know, maybe we have a setting wrong or something. So let me know whatever it was that you were trying to order and I'll get it taken care of. There we go. Make sure your white covers. Sorry about that. So instead of having any of the gray show, make sure you cover all of it and tuck down those little threads that might be sticking out. Center it, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Oh yeah, no, the spray stinks. Yeah, and sometimes I use it, I'm like, I try not to, I try to spray and then stick it off to the side. Yes, it does not, yeah, it's not, doesn't smell good. You do not want to be breathing it in. Okay, trim line first. I just like it because I like it, it sticks it down. So I feel like my everything is more crisp, and that could just be my imagination. We were, I bought some, it was, like sunblock spray. It wasn't a spray, it was like a sunblock, like, it's like it looks like deodorant. You know, it comes in one of those like little twisties, and I gave it to Violet. I got them at Costco in Korea, and they smelled so good. I was like, this is the best smelling sunscreen I've ever smelled in my life. They should come out with an amazing smelling spray. But then we would be more apt to just breathe it in. I like piecing in the hoop too. I do like some traditional piecing though every once in a while. Okay, 3 down, 1 to go. Now we're going to do the trim guideline. And then we're going to do one last one, and we will be ready to press these and cut them apart. So grab your next 6 blocks. I guess I should tickle this, right? Just to make sure it's staying down. How are we doing on time? 12:32. Not bad. We might go a little bit over. I might just do one of the part B, so you just see it. And then I'll do the rest on my own. But let's at least get one of those down. We'll get the trimming down, and we'll get one stitched out, so you'll know what to do. All right, rehoop. Come on over. And if you're doing this just in the regular 5x7, that is great too. I'm just using my fancy magnetic hoop. I'm going to cut this one off right down the middle, although you have lots of room. The trim lines are going to be the lines that just stitched out. Let's pop this up. We're going to do one more, and we are going to be done with part A. Put it on the machine. Fluff that fabric. Make sure it's not folded under. Oh my goodness, I'm dreaming about food. What should I have for lunch? Let's say okay here. And stitch out your template. Stitch out your template in your first placement line. I'm going to lay these in my spray tent. Give them all a little shot of spray. I could use my folding pen, but I still want the spray to kind of hold it down. Ugh. There we go. how these blocks all go together that you're making. I'm curious too. I have never done a piece block like this in the hoop, but I looked at Dana's and it was beautiful, so I think they're going to come together and look great. Okay, just go ahead and you're going to do your first placement line, and we are going to grab a white and a gray. White is going to go down sticky side, and if you were doing this with fabric, you want right side up for your white. And then you want wrong side up for your gray, or whatever fabric you're using. There we go. I'm going to put one of these right side up. Now you're going to do your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Hold it down so it doesn't, if you're spraying, hold it down so the fabric doesn't stick to your foot and bunch up. And hold it down on this right side. There's your 1/4 inch. Flip. I'm going to finger press and I'm going to fold it over. The stick will make it stick nice and crisp. Okay, this is your trim line first. Trim line first. Then lay it down. Oop. Okay, when you lay down your white, make sure it covers all of your gray. You don't want that gray shadowing through, which it will. And I wouldn't, I mean, you could do shape flex, but it just makes it all stiffer and thicker. So don't worry about it, just cover it. Just bump that white up a little bit. You have plenty of fabric that we're gonna trim, so. And just tuck that thread down. If there's a thread sticking out, tuck it down. Flip. Aggressively, finger fold, fingernail fold. Lay it down and trim line. Ladies, I want it aggressive. I'm just kidding. You just do what you want to do. If you want to be gentle, you be gentle. But I like it nice and crisp. So I'm going to press it with my fingernails. I don't even know where Poppy is or what she's doing. I think she's sleeping. We were just taking Momo to the store with us every day because he is, if you've seen him at the store, he's better than she is. And he's not great. She's just, oh, Miss Senorita must have heard her name. But then I started feeling bad, like, why does Momo get punished? Well, not punished, but she was going to school more, and they get walked and hiked. So she's coming in with us. There we go. Trim line. Trim line and trim, and then we're going to place. The trim line is the same as the placement line. So Kai, one of the things on his bucket list in Korea was Burger King. And I'm like, really? You want to go to Burger King? Like, if you ever look, the Burger Kings and the McDonald's are packed. But his Burger King was, he got a bulgogi and shrimp hamburger. It was bulgogi and shrimp. And I can't remember how much it was, but it was so affordable too. And he was like, and they serve your drink. You get French fries, and then they serve your drink in a glass cup. Like, it's like fancy Burger King. He showed it to me. I was like, that looks so good. So I was a little sad I didn't try it. pumpkin potions fabric. I'll send the list. How these blocks all go together. Okay, fold it up. Hear that? Fold it up. Make sure that cream was covering over. We're almost done. We've got one more piece to lay down. Wasn't too bad. We're going to press and cut after this. So heat up your iron. Get out your rotating mat. Maybe a 6.5 by 12.5 ruler will be perfect. And here's my last piece, sticky side up, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Whoops, didn't pull down my lever. There we go. And now we're going our cutting guide. I'm going to go ahead and heat up my iron and get out my other goodies. Okay, moisture is good, so I'm looking for my spray bottle. This one's Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is my best press, and then Color Therapy is my just water. And that one is done. Let me get all my goodies over here. Where's my Color Therapy? I don't know where you are. I'm just going to use the one that I can find. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut this one right close to the edge. We'll put this to the side and this to the side. And I'm scanning my room and I do not see my other spray bottle, so we'll just go best press, which is fine. Okay, I like to spray from the back side. And I'll just leave that one for right now. I don't want to distort too much, so I'm just going to give it, and I'm not going to be too aggressive, which I really like spraying aggressively. Oh look, it's ready. One direction and then the other direction. Into your wool mat. Go ahead and set it. Beautiful. Let's do the other two. We should probably press everything right now, right? Why not? And then we can trim everything. Well, we're not going to do all right now because I need to get this done. We're going to just do one bee. We're going to cut these apart and then we're going to do one of the bee blocks. And once you get it, then you'll have the gist. Okay. And just press them till they're dry. Pumpkins and potions. You send me your list, Miss Leslie. Looking good. Okay, let's look at the instructions. I'm going to get my rotating cutting mat. Trimming. Cut along the trimming cut lines. Each hooping will result in 3-piece strips. Each strip should be 1 6/7 by 1.67 by 7. I feel like my lines aren't completely straight. And so some of this is going to go into the seam allowance. I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I'm going to cut along those lines the best I can. And if it's not completely straight, don't worry about it. Because like I said, you're going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to line up top and bottom. At least I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. We got to cut this direction too. All right, here we go. And I have a little under, a little over. It's going to be totally fine. At least I think it's going to be fine. I'm not going to worry about it. So let's trim them all up and then we'll hoop up. Ooh, did you see that? Hopefully that went straight because I was rocking and a-rolling with that cut. Go ahead. Just do top and bottom. There we go. Do the other ones. So now this is what you have for your gray and black. And I haven't even been looking at the camera. Hopefully I've been in view for you. Let's see. We'll go over here. And sorry about the glare from my light. So get on that line best you can. But if it moves a little, you're okay because you're going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance when you're laying these down. And you're going to have lines to line up with. So don't stress out. All right. And this is what you should have. Okay, we are going to hoop up one more time in that 5x7, and we're going to do a hooping bee. Never done it before, so I think this is going to work though. Where did I toss my fabric? Is this it? Is this my hooping bee? I had a piece left. I'll just use this. Okie dokie. Smoky. One big one on the top? Yes. I mean, how many times did we just hoop? But I still don't remember. All right, I'm going to pop this on the machine. I'm going to grab these and my instructions. And let's see what we got here. Let's see how it all comes together. And so I think we make 2 bee blocks, but I could be wrong. That's, oh yeah, because if we're making 2, let's do it all right now. So we're going to load our next design in. And can we do this with can we do the flip and fold with the batting underneath? I think we can. We're going to try it, okay? So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go home. First thing I'm going to do, we're going to try it. So I'm going to do Plaid Block 1, Design 1. So we're going to go Embroidery, Pocket. We're going to get our Halloween 8 6x6 first. Halloween 8 6x6. Da-da-da-dun. PES 6x6. Set. Let's choose our hoop size. Ooh, this isn't going to work. I need to get the next hoop size. So hopefully this is, I haven't done this before. So let's get our, if we want 6x6, let's go 7x12. We got to bump it up because it's going to be 6.5. So I am going to get my 7x12. Here we go. Let's pop this out. And then I'll have to redo the list. Yeah, we're kind of on the fly. I just love these. Love that they're done too. Let's get, we need this size. So we're going to grab this. I think you need 12 inches for these hoops. Two itty bitties on the top. Just want to make sure it's nice and straight. Okay. Clip that on the bottom so it's not all out of control. All right, let's try it now. 7x12 if we're doing it with the quilting. Because if we can do it with the quilting, why wouldn't we? So you want your 6x6 batting. We're going to choose our hoop size because we got to go bigger if we're doing it with the quilting too. 7x12. And, okay, there's our design. We're going to load the plaid on there too, the piecing in the hoop. Add. Don't move that because we want it all to be centered. PES. And we're getting the next one. So you have plaid block, that's plaid block A, that's plaid block B. Load that, set, should be centered to that. Hopefully that's right. I haven't done this. Let's go ahead and touch embroidery. And first thing that we're going to do is we'll do the placement for the batting. So that should just be what's coming up right now. I'm going to hit this button so I can go forward and backward stitches. And let's go ahead and stitch that. I'm going to grab my batting. You should have a 6x6 of batting. I have mine somewhere. Make sure you fluff that fabric in the back and it doesn't get stitched under. Oh, actually, I'm going to stop that. Because the whole point of leaving it on the hoop is being able to utilize all of this, and I don't want to stitch it in the middle. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to say okay. Actually, you have to go to stitch 0 or you're not going to be able to move it. We're going to move it in our layout screen because it's grouped. Layout, move, and we're going to bump it all the way up. And I'm going to start that over again. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that, and then we'll put our batting down. That way we don't waste all of the muslin in between. And we're not too far into it, so it's fine. Where is my batting? Okay, I'm going to grab one of my squares of batting. Wrong side. This side's my wrong. Okay, lay that down. We are skipping the rest of the steps because we're not going to do our quilting right now. We're going to do quilting after the flip and fold. So let's go here. And we're going to skip the batting tack down because we cut it to size. The background fabric, because we don't have background fabric, we're going to flip and fold on top of the batting. And that's the tack down for the background, which we don't have. So this is the quilting right here, the green. Skipping all of that. So let's go plus, and I'm still in the green quilting. I'm going to go to my purple. That's the template. So template is going to stitch out right on the batting. You need to be careful that it doesn't drag it. So we are going to pay attention because we don't want it to be pulling it or the foot to get caught. Sometimes the foot will get caught on the batting and drag it up. So I want you to keep your finger on your start-stop button to stop it in case you notice that. You need all of these lines because that's how you're going to line up your pieces. So those are going to be really important. That's how you'll get that perfect buffalo plaid. At least that's what I'm assuming. Hi, princess. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay, get down. Oh, Bobby. Get off. Sorry, I'm wrestling. Oh. All right. Whoops. Hang on, you're hitting the hoop. All right, let's look at our instructions. So it says stitch the placement line, which we did. Align one strip right side up. Poppy, you gotta get down. Okay. Get down. Go. Oh my God. We need a 2-minute break. I'm going to go get Miss Poppy. She's laying on all my stuff right now. So I'm going to go get her a peanut butter mat, run to the ladies' room, and then we're going to do this. And then we'll get this done. Come on, pups. Let's get peanut butter. Let's get peanut butter. I'm back. I really needed that bathroom break anyway, so it's perfect. Okay, so, let's see. So it says, we're going to look at the instructions, read them carefully, make sure we got this down. Stitch the placement line, align strip 1. So that was our placement line right here. We're going to take strip 1, which is going to be the black and gray. Looks like it has the gray down at the bottom. And strip 1 right side up along the left side of the placement line. And are we stitching out? Stitch the piece template line directly on the stabilizer. Stitch, okay, we gotta stitch a placement line. Let's do the placement line. Ooh, sorry. Sorry about that, hit something. Here's our placement line. Right side up. I'm going to give this a little shot of spray. Right side up. We're going to place it right along there, and we're going to line up the right side up along the left side of the placement line, aligning the seams with the tick marks on the placement line. Tape into place. To make plaid block 1, begin by placing strip 1 first with the black square at the top left, and then alternate. Okay, we're going to lay this down. We're going to line that up. Oh, do you like that peanut butter on my hand? I feel like mine needs to stretch a little bit just to get it like those lines right lined up. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to let it stitch. Okay, now we're going to do the tack down. So here we go. Tack down. And if you need to manipulate your fabric, you do that. You are the boss. Remove the tape. We didn't have any. Align 1 strip 2 right side down. So strip 2 is going to be this. And we're going to put it right side down. Strip 2 right side down directly on top of strip 1. Along the left side of the placement line, aligning the seams with the tick marks and tape into place. Stitch the seam. Here we go. We're going to lay this down, white side down. We're going to line these up. I'm going to pull that one just the tiniest bit. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to hold mine down like that and just make sure I'm lined up, which I am. And you're just lining up your seams. Let me look from the top. Looks good. Okay, here we go. This is more like a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So the little one was a little bit in. Hopefully I'm lined up. You know what? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's fold it back and see what we got. And this is a little bit thicker. I might use my, didn't like it. I'm a little bit not, you know what? I'm going to live with it. I'm good with it. If you don't love it, redo it. But I'm good with it. I'm going to get my folding pen because it's a little bit thicker here. Oops. A little bit too much. Squeezed it a little bit harder than I needed to, but it's okay. And just because this is, there we go. Okay, and you want to line it up with those, and you can tape it if you want. I'm just going to kind of lay mine down. I think it looks pretty good. And it's going to do a tack down. And you need your needle threaded for it to sew. And I'm not really doing my, hang on. I am going to tape it. I was just going to say I'm not taping it because it's on the batting. And you know how tape goes on the batting. But I was way off there. So let's give it a little tapey tape and just get it into place. And actually, you know me, I'm going to give mine a little spray. There we go. Okay, I'm learning. Learning process. Here we go. I'm going to spray it here too. And now I'm going to line it up. There we go. I was not lined up before. There. That should be good. All right, let's give that one more try. I'm going to go back to the beginning of that step. I'm going to leave what's there. And if you feel like you're getting a drag because it is a little bit thicker, let me see how I'm doing. You can go ahead and raise up your foot height a little bit. I'm going to check it as we go. Pretty spot on. Oh, sorry, you're not seeing that. All right, let me read this and make sure I got that step right. That was step number 5. Stitch the tack down placement line, remove the tape. I didn't use tape. Align one strip, one right side down with one long edge along the placement line. That is my tack down and my placement. So now we're going to take another one of these, gray side down. We're going to lay it down, and that is your placement, your tack down, and your placement. So I'm going to kind of lay it down like this. Here we go. And this is going to be your 1/4 inch. So don't lay it to the raw edge, just on that line that you just stitched. Okay, that all looks good. I use my folding pen and I'm going to spray. Here's my folding pen. I'm just putting it right on that seam because it's a little bit thicker. Okay, that looks good. I think I got it down. I'm giving a little shot of spray too. I'm going to spray it over here too. And now I'm going to make sure all my lines are lined up. There we go. Okay, for me, it's going to be a combination of both my folding pen and my spray to get everything lined up. Okay, now you want one of the creams. That is your placement line too. It's your tack down, but it's your placement line. So go ahead and get this down, line it up with that line. There we go. It's hard to see it from this side. I'm going to hold it. That looks pretty good. Let's flip it back and just check. Looks awesome. Gonna give it a little folding pen. That looks really good. And I'm going to give it a little shot of spray. I'm going to line up my seams with the okay, looks good. I got a little push there, but I'm okay with it because your 1/4 inch seam allowance is going to come in a 1/4 inch from that. And then we're going to lay down a gray and black. Okay. Line it up with, it's easier when it's coming down for me to see it at least. This is quite a block. Let's flip it. Looks good. Okay, folding pen. And I think, you know, I don't know what's in here, but I would guess it's just like best press or something, you know. Maybe it's something else, but some kind of like liquid starch. I'm going to give it a spray too. You could glue pen. Might be a good place if you're feeling like you're out of control with this spray and you're not able to get it where you want it to be. You could glue pen. All right, that goes over here. There we go. I think there's going to be one more. Let's see. How far do we go? Yes. So I think this one is going to end with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is going to be tacked down. I'm going to put my foot up just one, because I feel like I'm getting just a little bit. So I'm going to go to 0.080. We want to put it back when we're done. And here we go. Make sure it doesn't stick to this batting. See how I'm caught under that batting already? I just knew. Okay, here we go. It really wants to drag that around. There's a little bit of stick on there. Okay, we're going to put one more of these down. And then we'll flip it over. Going up is the hard direction. We need white. Put it on your placement line. And if you want, you can go ahead and just do a little bit at a time and check it. So if you want to go slow, hold your foot down. And it's just going to go nice and slow. Just one stitch at a time. I know that's slower than molasses, but kind of good way to just like check and make sure that's not getting out of control. Looks good. And you can let it go, release it. That all looks really good. Okay, I'm going to give it a little shot of spray, folding pen. And then don't forget, we're going to do the quilting on top. The quilting is going to be the last step. That looks good. There's your flip and fold. All right, once you've done all of those, we've done our last piece. That was step 12. Stitch the seam. Stitch the tack down lines. If using block by block quilting, stitch the quilting design on top. So we're going to do the tack down lines first, and then we're going to go back and do the quilting. Tack down line's just going to go on the very top and the very bottom. Bottom two. Okay, for me, what I've learned from this is you need a folding pen, and for me, you need to spray. I just don't want to put tape down on that batting and rip up all the batting if you're doing the quilting on top of this. Now we're going to go back to the quilting stitch. They're asking you to do the quilting stitch in the sterling. Let me make sure I have that right. Sterling. Yes, the medium gray. So I have that in there right now. We're going to say okay. Now we're going to go back to the quilting stitch. I'm going to touch in the orange right here. There's my orange. Forward to the quilting. And let's go ahead and do the quilting. And then we're done with this block. And now you know how to do them. So you want to go ahead and just do the other one. And nice job. That one was a little bit intimidating because there was a lot going on. But it's going to look absolutely amazing. And now you've done it. And you can go, I never want to do it again. Or I loved it. I'm going to do that in every quilt. Oh, shoot. That was me reaching a little far under. I'm okay. Thank goodness for my fingernail. Saved me. And we did pretty good. We're a little bit past schedule, but that's okay because we did a little bit more. We were already in the mode, so I thought it was just better. Let's just get that block done. Homework. Your homework is going to be to piece. Your homework's going to be to finish the other one of these so you're done. You don't have to think about it. And you're also going to have to piece your 4 squares together. So I want you to have that pieced. I think there's 2 of them. Piece that, piece that. You don't have to quilt it yet. We're going to do that when we get into the next section. And then go ahead and just press and trim your filler blocks. I'll do a little video. It's just going to be a little bit. We're going to press and trim these, and then we will trim our bottles, the vinyl parts, so those are ready to stitch onto our potion bottles. And then we'll get together next Friday. I think next Friday is going to be in the afternoon because we have Digital Dealer in the morning. What do you mean by folding? Oh, folding pen. That's going to be this. It's a Clover product, and it's called a folding pen. And you're just going to have a little bit. This is what I was using because it's kind of thick. And to get that nice crisp fold, I was putting this right down the seam. I was taking this and putting it right down the seam and then folding it over, spraying it and then folding it over. So I don't know what's in it. I think it's going to be a little bit of spray starch. But that is definitely, I feel like that's definitely going to make that easier unless you want to take it out of the hoop and press it, and you can do that too. But this is going to be your Clover folding pen. All right, my wonderful friends, stitching together with my gals, and my guys and gals. Homework, finish your other one of these, just like how we did this one. And then you're also, like I said, you're going to do your 4 square, your 4 patch. You're just going to piece those together, and that's going to be it. And I will see you next Friday. We're going to do sections 1 and 2. That's what we're going to be working on next Friday, sections 1 and 2. And how cute is that with like the little bats and the stars and the cauldron? Love it. All right. I'm headed to the store. If you need anything, I'll be there, and I will see you guys later.